And today, I want to bring you in Albert Wanjohi. You know, today they were told, come with a flag, a white cloth, you know, to symbolize that we are peaceful. Do you think that matches up to what we are seeing on ground?
Well, that one is somehow not matching it, because from my look on the screen, I see that the demonstrators were not having any weapon. Mm-hmm. They were not carrying any kind of weapon. We have not witnessed any kind of throwing of stones. Mm-hmm. So there was no agitation for such a reaction from the police. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's like they were activating the demonstrators to react on something else, so that they now say that they did this, that's why we did this. But I feel like it was supposed to be peaceful from both sides. If the demonstrators were peaceful, then the police were supposed to be peaceful as well. Mm-hmm. Because there was no action to necessitate the reaction of the police of arresting them. Mm-hmm. Because I didn't see, I don't know, maybe from where I see it, but I didn't see any action to provoke the police. Mm-hmm. Yes. There was no throwing of stone, there was no bonfire, there was nothing. So I feel like they really overreacted. It's like reacting from a mosquito bite with a hammer.
Mm-hmm. All right, Albert, anasema kwamba kwao it's just about laying the wreaths and they go back home. But then today we are seeing that it looks like now every other June 25th there would be now standstill. Is this the way forward? Should we have, you know, probably government set aside this day so that then there is no, you know, standstill of operations and, you know, businesses not having to work today?
On my side of, on my opinion, is good that when you want somebody to when you want to draw somebody's attention, the first thing is to listen to the person. Mm-hmm. When you give an ear to the person shows your concern and your participation in whatever this person is saying. So if the government would have given these people an opportunity to listen to them, they would have started by availing themselves. Let's say, for example, the president would have availed himself, because they are peaceful demonstrations, they are not throwing stones. He would have led these people to lay their legs, because these people who died are Kenyans. Mm-hmm. And he is the president of Kenyans, in a very peaceful way. So they will not have any reason to be against him, because already he is listening to them. Mm-hmm. Then from there he can sit down and lay a way out of how to move along with these things. Because there's no need of two colliding people, the government and the wananchi. Mm-hmm. Because the government is serving the people. Mm-hmm. If you're serving the people and the people are not accepting you, then that means there is something, there's a bone of contention. Mm-hmm. So the first thing to do is to reason to the people, be part of them, because the moment we were electing the government, it came to us with very good things. So we listened to the government, mm-hmm. we gave it our votes. So why doesn't it do the same by listening to the people? Mm-hmm. Then in that table of you are talking, I'm talking, and both of us are listening, there will be no Roger hands. So we are going to have a very peaceful way out. That's my opinion.
Albert, ukitazama, you know, some of the areas that are very calm, say they're already back to business. Perhaps for you, what does it tell you?
This is a good notion, because Mombasa is a tourist epitome. And the tourists usually give us a lot of income. If the business are shut down, especially in Mombasa, other nations, because they are still looking at us, they might start giving some travel advisories. And that would really hit us very hard as a country. So economically it's good for us when the town of Mombasa is like this, because international travels are at work, and everybody wants to be somewhere where there's peace. Mm-hmm. In case there is no peace, you know, Kenya looks like the center of East Africa, mm-hmm. the center of East Africa. So other countries are looking at us. Mm-hmm. If they see we are peaceful, then they feel comfortable, because even the Kenyan shillings is up if you compare it with the East African one.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I want to bring you in, Albert.
Yeah.
65 is not really a small number. 65 is the number of those that died on June 25th, 2024.
Yeah.
And do you think then that the government has learned anything, if any, since then?
I am not very sure whether it has, because one thing I feel is that there should be a closure of the whole thing. Because where the people are coming back to the street each and every year, they feel like there was no compensation. Maybe the compensation wasn't sufficient. Maybe they were ignored. Whatever they were saying then is still happening today without them being involved, especially on the side of public participation. If people go for public participation, for example, for a bill, their inputs are not considered. It's just like what do I say? What do I call it? Like just like a show. Yeah,
it's just formality.
Formality. Yeah. So you feel like the law or the constitution is not being implemented according to how it should be. It's like just like a show, and then their grievances are still not addressed. And when you aggrieve somebody for too long, then the person starts becoming your enemy. Yeah, instead of being your friend. So I feel like the government should step just lower and try to organize a summit or a meeting with the people and hear what they are saying, and try to be a more people government rather than being a state government, you know. Like now when they were asking for our votes, they were so much close to us. They touched our hearts. Because I feel like the president who is sitting was elected by people who really loved him, from the way he showed himself that he listens to the people, he is there for the mama boga, the everybody. And then just after being voted in, then things started changing slowly. So sometimes it's good when people say you are wrong, you be right, even if they say you are wrong. Not to be wrong, and people are saying you are wrong and you are still wrong. It's good to be right. Let the people prove them that they are the ones who are not understanding you, but don't be wrong when people are saying you are wrong, because it will paint a very bad picture. So it is good if the government listens to the people and tries to be a people government, more like a people government. Because the problem we have here in this country is that we vote out a leader instead of voting in a leader. We are so aggrieved by a leader. So we go to vote him out, and the person we put in, we don't know the person. So we repeat we come back to the same thing. So it's good if the government would at least try to be more people government, listen to the people, don't ignore these people who are speaking, because they are still Kenyans. And then we look at what is right, because not everybody is correct. You can't be 100% correct when you are demonstrating. You can't be 100% correct when you're in the government. But somewhere in between, there must be the right way.
There should be a balance.
There should be a balance. And we need to be like a nation. We need to be united as a nation, because other people are looking at us.
Okay.
We need to be united, yeah.
You have a burning point.
Yes, I have a burning point. I wanted, okay, I do agree with my colleague here, but I also have some reservations on, we need to give credit where it is due.
Yes.
Because leadership is about giving directions. Like now we saw Rigathi Gachagua on the, I'm not a politician, but we saw Rigathi Gachagua giving directions that people should not go into the streets. He had his own reasons, but at the end of the day, it was helpful to the country, because he was calling for peace, he was calling for calm. And if a leader gives insightful comments, for example, if he gave, let's look at the other side of the coin. In case he gave a very insightful statement, the government, even if they have the police, would have a very hard time on the streets, because I don't know the ratio of the police and the citizens, but those ones were commendable on one side. On the other side, the police have done a good job. But we also need to give credit where it is due. The leaders we have, especially the politicians, they are accountable for human life. Because if somebody goes to the streets and loses his life because of a statement from a leader who is just trying to show his ego, then we may not be able to recover the life that is lost.
All right.
So on that side, I give credit to some of the political leaders who are giving good directions, and also the police who are giving security. Because at the end of the day, we are all Kenyans. Yeah.
Albert, ukiona Kawangware, seeing Mombasa, some of the strongholds of Baba.
Yeah.
What do you think?
On one side, this is both sides of the coins. Because on one side, we are winning as a nation, because if there was problem in Kawangware, and if there was skirmishes in Mombasa, if there were demonstrations which are not peaceful, that's what I mean, because most of the demonstrations in Kenya are known to be not peaceful. It would deter investors, because if they feel that Kenya is not peaceful, what comes into their mind is that their business are going to be robbed, or something is going to happen, and we have nations giving advice or travel advisories. So on one side, it's a win for the nation. We should not trust politicians, because politicians just look for their own self-interest, not on the interest of the mwananchi. Because by the time you get your interest at the heart of the politician, you will have suffered. And you are given peanuts by the politician. They get the lump sum. So I would prefer that as Kenyans, we wake up and we only go to the street when we have a point, something that we actually want the government to listen to us, and they are from us, not from the politicians. Because the problem with these kind of demonstrations, the issues are, the genesis of the issues come from the politician. Because if a politician tells you that SHA is not working, a politician is not depending on SHA. And let us be honest to ourselves. They are not depending on SHA. They have got insurance companies which are paying all their bills. So if the politician is telling you that fuel is up by like 30 shillings, this person is having some remuneration from the government, and maybe is having his car being fueled by the government. So this person, you are not reading from the same page with this person. It's just using you to go to the street, and then the person gains popularity and whatever he wanted, political mileage. So I would like to commend the peace in Mombasa and Kawangware, but on one side, it's a win for us. We also need to wake up and see that when we go to the street, we have our own points from ourselves, not from the politicians. Because at the end of the day, the politicians will leave us on the streets. Vile tunasema kwa Kiswahili, watatuacha kwa mataa. And then we are left with the same thing, recycling each and every day. Yeah.
Now, I want to hear just your final parting shots as we probably wrap up this particular coverage. Albert?
Well, I would like to say that it's good time for us as a country to start voting in leaders, not voting out leaders. That's the problem that we have as a country. Because the moment we go to an election, we don't go to vote in a person. We go to vote out somebody else because of the way that we don't like the person, and the person has oppressed us, and the person who is coming in, we don't know the person. We don't know what he or she is going to do for us. And then after 1 year, we start now complaining again. We wait for 5 years. We need to move on as a country by knowing somebody who we are voting, by looking at the issues the person is going to do for us, not speaking evil against the other person. Because we need to move on with issues, and we need to address our issues in a more mature way.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your sentiments.